I'm just going to switch the ring lights off because, as I've said before, having the ring light on and these light on, it creates like a blurring effect over my face and I don't like it. Just side note, like if you ever see me in the same clothes, that's because I'm filming 2 videos during one day. Hey, it's Mel, I hope you're doing well and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, it's lovely to have you here, you wonderful person. Today we're going to be talking about a few ghost stories that occurred around Christmas time. Apparently, telling ghost stories around Christmas time has been a tradition for centuries, which I find quite odd, because usually you tell ghost stories around Halloween, not Christmas. Each story is very creepy, and there's a lot to cover, so let's just get into it. I am excited. Starting off with the Headless Horseman, this case occurred in Roos Hall. It's reportedly one of the most haunted places in the UK. Roos Hall dates back to the 16th century and has a lot of history, and with that comes ghost stories. It's reported that inside one of the cupboards, there's the devil's cloven hoof print, just randomly in a cupboard. Like, with no questions, we're not going to question it whatsoever. That's just odd and I don't like that. There's also a hanging tree rumoured to be haunted called Nelson's Tree. It was on a gibbet where multiple criminals were executed. Without fail, every Christmas Eve, a headless horseman is seen galloping down the driveway. Why this happens remains a mystery. He's seen pulling a coach with 4 horses. He rushes silently towards the hall before vanishing into thin air. Can you imagine being the owner of that house or hall, and it's Christmas Eve, you invite guests over, have a little bit of a party, a bit of a meal, and your guests just see a headless horseman just roaming up the driveway, just like, hey girl, what's up? You'd be shitting yourself, like, what? Am I seeing this, or have I had too much brandy on? There's a galloping headless horseman down the driveway. Can you explain that? Or should we just get our gift bags and leave? Another ghost story that takes place on Christmas Eve is the case of Anne Boleyn. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. This is one of the most heartbreaking ghost sightings. Anne was the second wife of King Henry VIII. Even though Henry went through a lot to divorce his first wife in order to marry Anne, he still had her beheaded. Anne had a difficult life and died at the age of 29, which is very young. She grew up in Hever Castle in Kent, where she was the most happiest. According to legend, every Christmas Eve, the spirit of Anne glides over the River Eden, heading towards Hever Castle. Roos Hall has been investigated by paranormal experts over the years, and photos have been captured, and they believe this to be Anne, also called the Headless Woman. Next up we have the sad story of Mary Yole, who haunts the Bethlehem Hotel in Pennsylvania. The hotel, which still stands today, is a hotspot for paranormal investigators, as there's many reports of hauntings. Mary Yole was born in 1886 and she was a stage actress whose talents earned her critical acclaim around the world. She soon married a wealthy lord, but he soon went bankrupt. From there, her life went downhill. She went on to marry an American soldier who robbed her of her wealth. Mary died at the age of 72 in 1938. Visitors of the hotel have reported seeing Mary's spirit by the Christmas tree. She wears elegant clothing and is often heard singing around the piano. Moving on. The Brown Lady of Raynham Hall is one of the most well-known ghost sightings in the world, and it comes with photo evidence. This photo that I'm showing you is very old, it's in black and white, and I've seen this photo before. I think I've talked about it in a previous video. The photo shows a white misty figure on a staircase, and many people believe this to be Dorothy Walpole. In the 1700s, a man called Charles Townshend married Dorothy, and together they were very happy. However, one day Charles became paranoid. He thought that his wife was having an affair, which was not true. Charles did something drastic. He locked Dorothy away in Raynham Hall and actually told her friends and family that she had died. Dorothy lived the rest of her days in secrecy and captivity. She was left to wander the halls of her home. Since then, many people have reported seeing a woman wearing a brown worn-out dress wandering the halls. The first reported sighting of the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall was in 1835 by Lucia Stone during Christmas time. One person reported seeing a woman with a glowing face and empty sockets where her eyes should have been. Some people believe she still haunts the home. Old buildings clearly have a lot of history and a lot of ghost stories, which interest many people. That's all for today. Those were 4 ghost stories that occurred around Christmas time. Let me know if you've ever visited any of these locations, and if you had an experience, leave it in the comment section down below. Also give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and as always, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.